Welcome everyone to a new episode of Should You Upgrade Mag Max 1979. I'm your host Alex Figueroa, and that is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit those like buttons if you enjoyed this video, disc review, or hit those notification bells so every time we're live Monday, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. or our reviews drop Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, you guys will be notified. And of course, all our content will be on our brand new website, levelsofgeeks.com. But let's get right into this 4K disc review, but let's give you our categories we based our reviews on. And they are video quality, audio quality, extra features, packaging, overall, and total points. And that's how we rate these movies. Now, if you guys own Mad Max in 4K, please let us know in the comments below. What are your guys' thoughts on Mad Max? Nate, this is the first time you're watching this movie, right?
First time watch. So this is, of course, our boutique labels, Kino Lorber. In this case, Kino Lorber Studio Classics. That's the line, because they have multiple lines. And this was my first time watching. So I'm glad my first time ever viewing it was in 4K. I have seen bits and pieces in other Blu-ray and stuff like that. I realized while watching it, I've never seen the whole thing. I think I've seen the first 20 minutes or so and then kind of dipped out. So yeah, I was really looking forward to, checking this one out and seeing how it looks and holds up and everything.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check out me and Nate's movie review on Mad Max, because this is not a movie review, this is a total 4K disc review, check out our reviews on the film itself over on the website, levelsofgeeks.com. But let's get right into the actual 4K disc review, and let's start off with the first category of the night, video quality.
So I the other night, I did some stuff to my TV and I changed some of the settings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it looks even better. So I put this movie in and I'll be honest, it looks amazing. It is a great transfer for a movie from 1979 that was made with a $400,000 budget.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. There's one scene in particular. There's a scene where Mel Gibson, his wife, they're in this house, near a beach or something.
Yeah.
And she sits down on a couch and the camera's slowly pushing in. And I kid you not, it looked like a brand new movie. It looked like, nothing. It didn't look old at all. So I was like, dang, this looks like 2021, quality. There's a thin layer of film grain, which I like personally, but the detail is great. The colors are amazing in this movie. I'm going to give it a 5. I was thoroughly impressed with the video transfer on this movie. I'm going to be honest. I was expecting, because I'm familiar with this studio, Kino Lorber, and even some of their Blu-rays, some look good and some look just okay. So I was very impressed. A 5 for me.
Yeah, it's funny. In terms of video quality, this is real. I don't know what's going on now, because these are making the new movies look like crap. I don't know.
Right?
Right? I don't know. Some of the movies that we've been watching in the 4K department hasn't been looking as good as these restorations of these old movies. Flash Gordon, Total Recall, now
this
you
one,
gotta
they
throw
look
Mad
all better
Max.
than It-Man.
Oh, yeah, they did look better, way better than the It-Mans. And I agree with you on that. I did give this a 5. The colors were so natural. They were so natural on screen. I always say saturation, and everyone's like, why saturation? Because you always see saturation in these older movies, in the older formats, whether it's DVD and Blu-ray. Maybe when they remaster it in Blu-ray, they fix it a bit because they can't put as much data, where the 4K, you could fix it all the way that you can. But honestly, there was no saturation at all. His skin tone, their skin tones were so natural. Even the dude, my man with the stripe, the Pepe Le Pew guy, the main boss of the Night Stalkers.
Toe Cutter?
Yeah, Toe Cutter. Yeah. He looked phenomenal. Their leather jackets looked very, some of them had new leather and some of them had old leather. Those looked really good. And I was like, wow, very stunning. Very stunning. And I agree with you. That's a 5, man. Okay, so let's get to audio quality.
Okay. And by the way, I did read afterward this is a native 4K transfer now because they went to the original negatives and did the whole scan. Probably why it looks so good. They put a lot into it. Anyway, audio. So Okay, this has a couple of different audio options. It has an English 2.0 track, and American, it's like American English, right? It's dubbed. Then you have the 2.0 mono Australian track. Then you have the 5.1 Australian. I started on the 5.1. I'll be honest, I was kind of underwhelmed. I'm like, it wasn't very loud. Like, I don't change my volume on my soundbar and my subwoofer. I keep it the same for everything. And a lot of other movies sound a lot louder than this. So I switched to the 2.0 mono track, the Australian one, and it was a lot louder. The only issue was that the music at times would overwhelm the dialogue. So like there'd be times where, and they already have, accents. I missed what they said here and there. Not a bunch, but there was a few times. So it's like I had to pick my options. Either have it a little bit lower, in my opinion, like it just sounded lower, but I can hear everything, or have it louder and miss one or two dialogue. I left it on the 2.0 because at that point I didn't want to keep switching back and forth. I give it a 3.5. I think it's a good, the 2.0 sounded more full, but the trade-off was one or two dialogue spots that didn't sound great. Whereas the other one sounded sounded kind of weak in my opinion. So I don't know, maybe with your setup it was better, but for me, 3.5.
Yeah, look, in terms of audio, it wasn't, I did have to bump it a bit, not over, like sometimes I blast it just to see if I hear newer, like crazier sounds, like if they added more to it. But I cranked it up when he put on that V8 engine. It wasn't like Mad Max Road Fury. Like that one, you felt the engine in your house. It was like, right. And I'm like, oh my God. This one didn't got that rumble in the jungle status. You know what I mean? It didn't get the rumbling. Because sometimes my subwoofer would be bumping. Like, you know how it is. You have the subwoofer and it'll just start beasting. This one didn't. And I was like, It looked like to me they focused more on the video, not as much as in the audio. So I gave it a point higher than you. I gave it a 4 out of a 5 because it was clear. Okay. It didn't do like the Flash Gordon where it dipped. Like when it did like the Queen. I mean, everything in Flash Gordon was amazing. Even the sound was good. But again, there was some low parts and then it goes back high. So it didn't do that here. It was all it was just the same sound going across. But I didn't like the fact that I had to force myself to jack it up a bit. More than I normally do. Just to get that oomph. So, I mean,
I agree.
With that said, again, I gave it a 4. Now, extra features.
All right, so this one actually has a good, number of special features. You got audio commentary. You got Road Rage, new interview with the director, George Miller. You're going to put all this stuff up too. But Mel Gibson, Birth of a Superstar. You got interviews with Mel Gibson and other actors. You got Mad Max, the film phenomenon. You got trailers from hell. That sounds fun. I didn't look at that one, but I did check out. I'm not big into commentaries, but this has one if you are a fan of commentaries. So that's always cool. I did look at the interview with George Miller. I watched a little bit. That's like 30 minutes. It was pretty, substantial. Keep in mind, these are all on the Blu-ray disc. So, there's nothing on the 4K disc as far as features, really. It's a good amount. Nothing mind-blowing. Nothing. You know what I really wish they would have had, and what I wish a lot of these old movies would have, and I feel like it would always be something I watch, is a feature on the restoration process for these old movies. I'm super into that. Like if they did like a behind the scene, I watched something on the Criterion YouTube channel where they showed them restoring it. Literally that man's like taking little specks of dust off it's super cool. If they would do stuff like that, I feel like that would be great, especially for these old movies on 4K. It doesn't have anything like that. It's pretty standard, but it's substantial in quantity. So I'm going to give it a 4. I would, for a 5 for me, there's got to be like some real amazing stuff, or it's just got to be loaded with 30 features. This doesn't have that. It has a good amount. Solid 4.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you. Jaws had that. They had the restoration of, but again, that was when they did the Blu-ray cleanup. So I mean, I'm not big on it, but they did do that, and that had my eyes open because that threw me off when they had to recolor everything to the natural palette, and I thought that was awesome. Now,
it's great.
In terms of extra features, now the 4K has absolutely nothing. And I'm like, that's a bummer. So that hurt in the point department a bit. The Blu-ray, you said it. I'm going to put everything on the side. It is cool, but for someone like me, I'm never going to put the Blu-ray on to watch because I got the 4K version. But in terms of the Blu-ray, I gave it a 3. I knocked some points because the 4K didn't come with at least trailers or something, because then that would have added more to it. Because like I said, I always said it, even in the first episode of Should You Upgrade, I always said that we're putting both discs into consideration when we're adding these points. And the 4K had absolutely nothing, and the Blu-ray had a lot more. So I gave it a 3. I mean, you got a lot of content. So it's not like Flash Gordon. The only reason we gave Flash Gordon a 5 across the board because you got tons of it. And if me and Nate brought the ultimate edition of it, that would have been tons of disc behind it, and that would have got another 5. So
we got a 6.
Yeah, would have got a 6 or something. But yeah, in terms of this, you got yourself a 3 from me and a 4 from Nate. All right, so let's get right into the packaging.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, from Kino Lorber, I'm a Kino Lorber. I have quite a few of their movies. It's surprising that there's any features because a lot of times they don't even put any. So good on them. You know, maybe that factored into why I gave it a 4, because I have many discs from them that have nothing. It'll be like photos or something. Anyway, packaging. All right. So you're going to do the unboxing. I'll show them here real quick. This is the slipcover. It's beautiful. I love the slipcover. Underneath, it does have reversible art, which I am a fan of. I do always put the reversible art. I never have them match, ever. If there's a reversible art, the slipcover has one. I always put the old one. I don't love this art as much, but also I just don't want them to have the same exact, photo. I do love the art on the slipcover, though. It's awesome. This man standing on the thing with the fire exploding. You got the nice black package. It's fine. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4 because it does come with a nice slipcover with good art on it. Art factors in, I guess, when we're doing packaging, unless it's a box set, we have to look at, 1, does it come with a slipcover? 2, is the art good on the slipcover? And 3, if there's reversible, I factor that in as well. So it has all that. Just the inside art is not incredible, in my opinion, the reverse art. So I give it a 4.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was looking through this and I put it on and watched it today, I was just like, okay, I like the slipcover. If you find it without the slipcover, it's just like a regular 4K disc. These slipcovers make the movies look better because, like you said, it's a different artwork than the reverse
and the spine
packaging.
Art is different.
Yeah. So with that said, I agree with you. I gave it a 4 myself because I do like this cover better than...
It's old. It's like an old poster.
Yeah, I think that's the original poster, though, of Mad Max.
I think so. I think they went original poster for the under art.
Yeah, and then this one is like a remade with the original, or I don't know. It's a really good, but yeah, I gave it a 4. I agree with Nate on that. It's not a 5 because the disc doesn't come with
spine difference for you guys to see.
Yeah, there you
Kino
go.
Lorber. This is how all their spines are. KL at the top, white font, very plain. So the slip is the better one.
Yeah, and then again, you don't get no disc art. It just says Mad Max across, and that kind of hurt it for myself also. So I gave that a 4.
Same.
Okay. Overall, Nate, what do you give it?
Overall, so we're pretty much on the same page across the board. You went a little higher on one. I went a little higher on one. Otherwise, we're pretty much in tune. So I gave it a 4 as a package, or overall. I think the video alone is so much better than any other version of this you can get. You know what I mean? That, we haven't got to Should You Upgrade, but the video is incredible. There is features. You get a slipcover. You get good art. Well, you get slipcover now. Kino does just like everybody else. After a while, they stop having slipcovers. So get them now while they're hot. But good packaging, good artwork, a great video, good supplements. I give it a 4 as a total. The audio knocked it, and the fact that I didn't give it any other 5s knocked it to a 4.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. For the first time, me and Nate, we do not know each other's scores, and that's the thing I love about these shows that we do. Because some of these shows, everyone thinks that we're going to be going at each other. Honestly, we've been on par since every episode. I mean, every podcast episode we've done, every 4K we've done. There's some of them that we're both in the way off the trajectory. But there's, I mean, most of the part, we're on the same point. And regardless of TV and soundbar, we're still in the same area. So with that, I totally agree with you. I gave this a 4 myself. I gave it for the fact that the audio quality, they did not focus much on it. Second, there was no 4K specials. Features. It was just, so that kind of hurt it for me because I'm like, and everyone knows I love my 4K features, whether it's commentary, which I never watch, but I want something. You're paying money for 4K, not Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I always say that to everybody, but kind of knock the points for the overall. The packaging is really nice, but technically if you remove this slip cover, it's just a generic 4K. It's nothing to go, wow, I got to have my hands on it. So that's another knock on it. But other than that, it's a 4 for me. It's a 4. Yeah, so let's get right into this total points.
Total. Yeah, so my total is a 20.5. 20.5 out of 25. A very, very solid offering from Kino Lorber. Again, you guys remember, we're doing boutique labels. Kino Lorber, a boutique label. I'm surprised they got their hands on this particular title because they do some very famous titles, but Mad Max I feel like is pretty well known.
Right.
I'm surprised they got it, but I guess the license ran out with Shout Factory, so they picked it up, did a 4K, beautiful. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Kino, and I love this. The video on this is totally. I'm telling you, just for that, it's worth it.
Yeah, you know what? For me, it's a 20. I mean, you're 0.5 over me right now, but that was all because of the audio quality of the other side. But I'm with you. We're at a 20. Technically, we're even, but you had the 0.5 over. But yeah, I agree with you. The entire pack. I mean, this is a fantastic looking 4K, and I wish they did this to Thunderdome because that's my favorite Mad Max movie out of the Mel Gibsons is the one with Tina Turner. I love that one. Thunderdome. Is it Thunderdome? Yeah, because the second one.
Thunderdome. Yeah.
The second one was Road Warrior.
Road Warrior.
Right.
And then Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, that one I liked a lot. It's a little freaky. I mean, that's something we could talk about during the reviews, but actually, they all should come out with this restoration. I mean, people would buy it, dude.
I'm hoping it sold well because I wouldn't be surprised if Kino would be able to get the other ones and do some 4K restorations on them because they did a great job.
They did a fantastic job. I say, look, Kino, applaud my friend because you guys did a hell of a job. You did a way better job than movies that are in the 2020s. Okay, so with that said, should you upgrade? Nate, the answer.
It's a hard yes for me, and I think right now this is selling for like $22.99, maybe $23. But I know it's sub 30. I know that. So I feel like with 4Ks, 30 is like it's common, but also it's like $27.99, $28. This is a few dollars less at that price point. Absolutely, totally worth it. From a boutique labels usually are extra money just because they're boutique. So that's reasonable price. And again, you don't have a better version. I promise you. If you have a Blu-ray, it doesn't look this good. Trust me, 1,000%, it doesn't look this good. It's a definitely upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I say absolutely yes. This is the version you want to put in your collection. Now, hey, you got the Blu-ray version. Trade that sucker in like Nate always does, but keep that.
Do it.
Keep the steel books and just take the steel book and put this 4K in that steel book, and you are good, man. Because I like that red steel book with him with the shotgun.
That one is nice. Yeah.
I like that. When I have it, I was like, I'm not trading that one in. But this one is actually really good, guy. Absolutely yes. Should you upgrade? Our answer is hell yes. You should upgrade. All right, guys. So you know what to do, Nate.
Yeah. If you want a movie review, guess what? We have a website, levelsofgeeks.com.
Yep.
Go to the website. I wrote a review of the film. We don't review the film here on this show. So if you want to read a review of the actual movie or my thoughts on the movie, go check out the website, levelsofgeeks.com. Otherwise, it's a definitely upgrade. Next week, we will be watching the Scream Factory edition of They Live for our 4K boutique review. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes, in terms of like what Nate just said, both reviews on Mad Max will be on Levels of Geeks. So if you can read both of our movie reviews of the film, everything is up on Levels of Geeks, whether you want to see our live reviews, audio and video podcasts, merch. Everything is on our website, the central hub of Levels of Geeks. And again, guys, if you want to follow us in our social media platforms, follow Nate over on Instagram at NateFlixReviews. Check out his podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere you listen on your podcast on. His podcast is called Nate Flix Movie Reviews. And of course, anything Levels of Geeks, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Levels of Geeks across the board. And other than that, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and that is
Nate from Nate Flix Reviews.
Be awesome to each other and geek out.